Okay, so I got a question about this guy was asking me what I thought about being a sniper during a Shtf or Wrol situation, and I've never been a sniper, right? There's guys out there that have. I mean, I'm just can hit steel, can hit paper. The most of it is hogs. I mean, that's going to be, as far as blasting something running around and moving, that's going to be the extent of it. But I was asked a question, so I'm going to answer it to the best of my ability. So typically when I get a question like that, I'll just think, I'll just go over some stuff in my head. And it's something I've kind of thought of, similar to things I've thought of before. I would think that, if there's an SHTF and things are really, really, really bad, I mean, worse than I would anticipate, just thinking about shots, saying there's a threat to my family, I've always thought it'd be a better idea to engage him farther away from my family, right? As far away as possible. You don't want that at your front door, right? So, for example, let's say there's marauders or something in a really bad time. Well, if you get up on your roof and fire at them, well then they're going to come after you. And your family's right there. If you decide, okay, you're going to head off and, just meet them more on their own turf, or not on their, wherever the hell they're doing bad stuff at, basically. Then you have to go after them. And, I mean, depending on what you have, like, say, long rifle like this guy, I'll get to this in a bit, but, something like this, would you have it all, in a guitar case or something? I mean, what would you do? Because, obviously, if you're running down the street with something like this on your back or in your arms, other people are going to get nervous, man. They don't know where you're going. They don't know what you're doing. They might think they're about to get shot, so they might shoot you first. So, anyway, just, take a couple notes. Just keep a notepad, write ideas down, and just, throwing around in my head. Try to get back to people as, as quick as I can, but want to think about it first. And I watched some other videos on YouTube about the subject to, see where I may have missed something. The best one I've seen, really breaks it down, would be MegaWinfrey, right? And, you see his channel, he's a hell of a shot, and he is talking about how few people would be able to, know the humidity and the moisture in the air and be able to compensate from that, or seeing the heat coming off the sidewalk or the pavement, and being able to compensate for that. I mean, that's some damn solid points. I can't do that. I think few people could, man. So, he did a very good video. I'm going to leave a link in the description bar about that. And, you should check that out. He really breaks it down very well. So I'm going to give my thoughts. And, I say that, I agree with what he was saying. I've thought similar things myself. So about the same lines. I'll give my take on it. But, I've always thought if you absolutely have to take a shot at some threat, you're going to endanger yourself there. So you don't want to do it unless, absolutely have to. Because you could cause problems. Again, say, you the roof of your own home. Well, guess where they're going to go? Right? I think a sniper should be more for observational purposes, right? So, imagine you see a guy with a rifle. And you take him out because you saw him as a threat. And then you learn that he was trying to put together and lead a group to defend against a group of marauders that was coming to the area, right? You just weaken your own defenses. Now, and also, in the group that he was putting together, in their eyes, you're with the marauders, right? You've become a threat in their eyes because you must be part of that marauder group if you just whacked it, that guy. So you got to be careful and think about things, man. So if that happened, you could expect an immediate reaction, right, from that group that thinks that you're a marauder and you're going to hurt their family. Or, let's say that he was talking with his neighbor or something, right? Well, then you can probably expect immediate retaliation from relatives of that guy that you mistakenly took out, right? Now, if you take out a potential threat and others are with that guy, right, then you're in danger there. Whether you get him or not. If he's not alone, you're in danger. See, people think they can hide behind a scope and they're safe, but that's not the truth. Let's say there's like 8, 10 guys, right? Let's just say there's 5, man. And you fire at one. Well, then you still got 4 others, right? And they're going to target the direction they think the shot came from, right? They might spray and pray rounds hidden all around you. You might get hit. You never know. It could happen, right? You could have possible counter snipers, right? Looking down the lens, pinning you down. Or a group, there's maybe 8 to 10 of them. You take one out. Some of them are holding you down with suppressive fire. And the other's going to go, attacks are going after you. Maybe they have dogs, right? Say you take a shot, you're not discovered, and they send out some dogs and some guys, right? You shoot the dog, you're discovered and shot. You don't shoot the dog, and it's going to tear you apart. And as you're fighting with this thing, it's going to give away your position, Even if you take some attack dog out with a blade or something, man, it's going to give away your position. So that's something to think about. You take a shot, you're in danger, and, that's just the way it is. Right? The best way to win a fight, like I always say, is not to be in one. There's a few scenarios, maybe, you got marauders or something like that. You can take out the leader. If they're not organized, they'll probably scatter. They'll just scatter off. Or, maybe they'll fight. A couple of them start fighting against each other, internal squabbling about who's taking over next. You never know. But if they have something set up where there's a number 2 guy, well, then they're going to be right back on you. So, that's just some things to think about, man. You pull that trigger, you're a target. They may get you, they may not. But they're going to go in that direction. And if you try to swing around, let's say you try to go a couple blocks, well, then you probably endanger other people. You take a shot from somebody else's roof, right? As well as yourself. So just something to think about. Now let's go about rifles, man. Most of us live in urban areas, so, you don't really need that much. You're not going to be taking long distance shots. You look at urban combat. I mean, it's usually 100 to 300 yards, something like that, between there. So, I mean, more likely, and with buildings and everything, you're not going to be taking long distance shots. If you're out in the country, yeah, maybe. But in an urban area, no. So, I would say there's a couple things, Good old deer rifle, 30-06 or something like that with a good scope. Yeah, that could work. That would work out. A good bolt action would be a more accurate option, but slow rate of fire and limited capacity may not work well, if you're discovered and they're coming after you. right? After the threat is down, unless he's alone, you're now in immediate danger, and you got guys running, shooting, ducking, and covering, right? It's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life to take them out before they come after you, especially if you're outnumbered, man. So that's one thing to think about. Yes, you're going to have more accuracy, but on the other hand, slow rate of fire, limited capacity. You can go with a good semi-auto rifle, chamber it with something that packs a punch, right? A little higher capacity. Would come in handy for returning fire after you took a shot, if you're discovered. You know, hit or miss, you're in danger again. So that's why I like this here. You know, and we'll go over it just in a sec. But or you could even maybe look at a 22 rifle with like subsonic ammo. Put a fake suppressor, you know, Shtf, man, you know, lawnmower muffler on that damn thing. May give you a little bit less noise, you know, you can take your quieter shots, but the wind's going to bounce that round all over the place. So you may or may not be able to hit your target. So this is just something, you know, that I would probably consider urban area. I know you're going to give me a lot of shit. SKS sniper rifle, well, remember, you're not taking long distance shots, number one. Number two, you know, I love my AR. Hey, that's, you know, the rifle I'm most familiar with. But you look at this guy here, right? About the same power as 30-30, right? It fires 7.62, same caliber as an AR, as an AK. So an AR, you know, let's say some guy jumps behind some center block wall. An AR, you know, you're going to have to crumble that thing, take a bunch of shots at it, break it apart, and then get the bad guy on the other side that's firing at you, right? On the other hand, with an AK, you could tear through that wall. It'll go through there and take out the threat, right? But then again, an AK, you know, shorter barrel. So this guy, same round, but a longer barrel. That's going to translate into accuracy, right? Put more velocity in that round. And it's going to go through that center block. So it's got some power, right? Can be used as a good hunting rifle. Again, you're not taking long distance shots, man. Right? You're not doing all that crap. So, that's my thoughts. See, let's say you take that shot. You know, somebody's behind a wall or something, you know. You can get him. You can get the first guy, you know, if you're lucky. And then you say you got another guy that ducks behind a wall or two. Well, you can, you know, if you're in danger already, your family is not around or something like that, you don't have to wait to worry about. They know where you're at. You know, this guy hiding behind some center block wall, you can take another one out, right? If need be. That's my thoughts on it, right? You have I've got a magazine on this guy, 20 round mag. You know, you can have some more with you, of course. So this guy would be kind of a hybrid type, right? For not long distance, but you know, medium distance shots, if need be. Good hunting rifle. And if you are discovered in that kind of situation, well, you can throw a decent amount of firepower at them, right? Throw a decent amount of rounds out at them. Popular caliber, effective caliber, and a proven design, longer barrel, you know, something like that. But again, you know, that scope should be more for watching, right? Get a good pair of binocs. That's what you want to do. But, you know, when you're looking through that scope, it's observation, right? Observation. That'd be the main focus. So let's go over some things that, you know, watching the videos and things I've thought of myself, putting together, like if you were going to have a dedicated Recon sniper, you know, in your group. It's obviously very few of us actually have sniper training, so, you know, you actually have to practice a bit. But what would you want to take with you? I would say some things you want to do, of course, a good rifle, decent scope, and a go bag with the following items, right? You can have, you know, clothing or whatever you guys, boots, you guys figure that out. But just basically, you know, magazines, right, and extra ammo or just ammo, whatever the case may be. Obviously, I would say a radio to report intel, just in case you want to be able to do that. You're gonna need some food and water. You know, if you're gonna be watching, you may be out there a day, two, something like that. You never know, right? Range card for those of you guys that do some serious shooting. Gonna take a little longer shots. You know, get to know your ammo, your rifle. Range finder, if you got one, hey, put it in that bag. Multi-tools, I always recommend it with any kind of firearm, that kind of situation. Multi-tool. This guy had some sandbags he made out of old pants and Velcro. Something like that, or, you know, just regular old empty sandbags just to prop your rifle up on. That work out. A veil for camouflage. Foley and saw for building a hide. Sears for building a hide. And I would say some smoke, right, in case you need a cover, man. Remember my brother, he made some out of, what are those cooling packs or whatever, those freeze gels you use just to put like in lunch boxes or something, I forget. We had got a bunch of those and soaked newspaper. I forget how to do it. You can look it up on YouTube, but you can make really, you know, really big old smokers for cover if need be, right? If you get discovered, let's say you're in a little wooded area or something like that, man, I would say pop a bunch of smoke. You get, you know, you discovered, and you know, you haul ass out of there, right? They can't shoot at what they can't see. I mean, again, they could pray and spray, but you know, they might get you, but a lot less likely if they can't see you. Just firing wildly all over the place, right? So that's just something to think about. But again, you know, you have that ready to go if you hear there's a threat or something like that. Whoever your recon sniper guy would be, if you have one, all in the bag, you know, Alice pack or something, I don't know, you know, rucksack, whatever. Just ready to go where they can just take it and go watch and report intel if there's any possible threat. The rest of you, okay, you know, be on alert. You got marauders getting closer and closer, something like that, or something going on. You know, you can do that. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. You know, I was asked questions, so I thought I'd answer it. So, you know, leave your comments in the description bar. I know, you know, there'll be a lot of people that disagree with me on this rifle. That's fine. But the way I see it, again, you're not going to be taking long distance shots, right? You've got, speaking of bolt action, you know, you got the setting on there. You can convert this guy into bolt, and then you just hit the selector switch and you go back to semi, right? Give you a little bit more accuracy. But if you are discovered and got to throw some lead down range really quickly and a decent amount of it, that magazine, you know, 20 rounds, and you can just pop another one in there, that work up for you. And then a longer barrel, you know, the same effective round as an AK, but with that longer barrel, man, you know, that's going to translate into accuracy. So anyway, leave y'all's comments below, you know, share ideas. That's my thoughts on it, you know, and I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy, you know, somebody asked me, I'll think about it, you know, and put it with stuff I've thought of in the past. See what other people were doing and, you know, base an idea on that. Anyway, alright guys, that's it for me. Y'all have a good one.